I received an offer last week on a domain name that we're brokering for $100,000, and we turned it down. It was a bad offer, but not for the reason that you think. Hey guys, Chris Zuiker with Media Options. We help companies and brands to acquire their raw, unfiltered version of their brand online for the lowest possible cost today. And we also broker some of the world's top brands and domains in the world. Domain names that will make just elite brands based on the metrics that they have and what they represent. But the story today is this, is that we had an offer last week for a domain name for $100,000. Now, the value of that domain name was 4 times the value of that offer, so it was a starting point in the process of negotiation, and it was turned down. Now, the offer is a bad offer, but not because it was so low, okay? So yes, we're a ways away. I've seen it where that, there's a big gap in there, but it comes in between negotiations, the deal gets done, both sides walk away very happy. But in this instance, it was a bad offer because the company hadn't put any thought to the value that domain name has on their brand. Okay, they went in and they just kind of made a number up, say, hey, this kind of feels good. It feels like what we should pay for this for our brand. Okay, it was actually represents their brand. It feels like what we should offer. Feels good. And listen, I get it. I get that thought process. I truly understand it. That thought process when you're going through and you're in corporate meetings and someone throws it out. Here's the budget. Here's this. But here's the thing. They didn't look at what that domain could do for their brand. Okay, because they really looked at it and they really put the numbers to it. They would have valued it about 10 times more than what they offered, which by the way, in this case is well over what we have the domain marketed for. So it would have been within budget. They would have locked it up. They would have been a closed deal, done deal, and they would have walked away owning their brand. Now, here's the thing that go into the numbers, okay? Going to the numbers and looking at the value of this is what does that mean to owning their very brand online? Okay, we call it global positioning. The positioning being the only you in the room. And the longer that they leave this open and they build on something else, what that does is that creates this opportunity for another brand to come in, and to capture the essence and own that keyword online, okay, in the .com, okay, because that's the ownership position. And so for the life, if that happens, and when that happens, it's going to happen, for the life of that domain name, they're going to be paying a premium. They're going to be paying a portion, a dividend of every marketing investment that they make. Portion of their brand equity will always have this halo effect on this other company, and this other company gets to take that in, and that propels this other company forward. And in the long run, what happens is that it creates this confusion, this disconnect in the marketplace for every brand that doesn't own their raw, unfiltered version of .com. Okay, so in essence, I'm going to stop the story right here because I'm getting a little bit long. But in essence, that's what happened. Like they made an offer, and I see this happen over and over and over again in our negotiations. Now, it's something that as people come to us, we tell them we go through that process also. Now, listen, if they had gone through that and that was the number they came up with, saying, hey, this is all we can value it at today, I would have understood. I would have said, hey, that's a good offer. Like, it's a great offer. I get it. I understand it. Okay? And there's different levels of startups, there's different levels of businesses that can only offer a certain range and a certain value for domain name. In that case, like, that's okay. That's great. In this case, that was not the case. They just came with a number out of thin air and didn't really understand or value the domain name for the impact that it would have on their business long-term over the life of their product and their ability to scale. You see what happens, and I'm going to talk more about this aspect of domain names because I'm really starting to understand it more. Okay, I'm on this journey also on domain names and understanding the impact that domain names have. But one of the things I'm seeing is how a domain name impacts a brand's ability to scale and go bigger. So there comes a certain point, depending on the industry and the brand and the amount of noise that's out there, that you're going to hit a ceiling because customers can't find you, right? They look at you and there's this incongruency. Maybe you're a financial company and there's this incongruency to what you call yourself, where they find you, and that creates a trust element, okay? And that trust element erodes your brand equity. Your brand equity, it keeps you from scaling. Anyways, I'm going long here. Hope you enjoyed this. Check out my different channels. If you're not connected on LinkedIn, do it. Connect with me on LinkedIn. Also, head over to my YouTube channel, and you can see more. You can access that through my site, chriszuiker.com. I do a daily podcast. If you like to hear more about domain names, check that out and share this up.